The Gold Series Mystery Grand Prix at the Portimao circuit gave us a much more spread out grid than we have become used to. Shuriken took the pole position, over 4/10 ahead of Test Will in second place. The second row spots were a little closer, but Rocket managed to secure P3 with a time just over half a tenth ahead of Rob Kaz. However, a 3-place grid drop elevated Rob to P3, with Downsy joining him on the second row just a couple of hundredths behind.
We are underway racing here in Portimao. A very tentative start from the McLaren. Test Will already up into the race. An amazing launch from him. Shuriken really bogging down Rocket from 6th on the grid, already through to 2nd. A bit of contact there. Shuriken with the switchback gets himself back up into P2. Rocket and Downsy both going off the track, but Test Will almost a second ahead as we go through turn number 3 now. What a start from him. Shuriken holds on to the P2. Rocket, Downsy and Jack going wheel to wheel as they make their way up the hill down towards the hairpin of turn number 5. Downsy on the inside trying to fight back against the Red Bull further back. More battling happening. 3 wide in the background as they make their way into turn 5. Downsy holding onto the position for the time being. A bit of wheel banging between the pair of them as they get onto the power. Downsy does hold on to the P4 for the time being, but Shuriken in P2, 1.3 seconds already behind. AD and Dog the Foog look to have come together further down the order, and Luca dropping down the field as well. Looks to have had a poor start for himself. Wing damage on his kick saber, really struggling. Rocket fighting away with Shuriken through the middle sector as they make their way in towards turn number 10. Rocket trying to dance his way around the outside of the McLaren. He's got the move done. He's up into P2 now, but this battling, what a start it's been for Test Will. He's now 2 seconds ahead up at the front of the field. Everybody else separated by just a couple tenths of a second, but the Williams is absolutely flying up at the front. He has had an amazing launch and he has really capitalized here. Epa Ake looking to fight here with Tyrants now, trying to go around the outside of the V-Carb. Up the hill they go. No move coming on there for the Kick Sauber driver, and now he's under pressure from Echo, who came from the back of the grid, already up to 11th in just the short space that we had in the start of this race. Test Will 1.9 seconds ahead already. He's lost a little bit of time on this lap. Epa Ake and Echo still going at it as they make their way down towards turn number 6 and 7. The Kick Sauber on the inside, going to try and squeeze his way through, but Echo dances his way around the outside. He's up into P11, one more position, and he'll be up into the points. Jack, not a great exit from him. Downsy, though, with an amazing launch out of the corner, now trying to go around the outside of Shuriken, who seems to be struggling quite a lot in these conditions. Jack now looking to the inside as they make their way into turn number 7, trying to get past the McLaren, who's getting absolutely swarmed here as they make their way through the middle sector, going 3 wide. Havoc trying to look around the outside. Now a bit of contact. The championship leader going off into the gravel, losing control of the car and tumbling down the order out of the points. Big mistake there from him. A bit of contact there as well. He's got to be careful not to get a corner cutting penalty as well as he comes back onto the track. Down in P13. Test Will leads from Rocket and now Downsy, but look at the gaps at the front of the field already. Those gaps starting to build a little bit. Rocket 1.9 seconds off. Shuriken all the way down to 15th. That is a big blow for his hopes in the Constructors' Championship as well. The McLaren's 15th and 19th as Test Will once again sets the fastest lap of the race. Rocket immediately snatches that one back. The Aston Martin gaining on the Williams. Could he be having a look here for an overtake? He's having to defend, though, from Leightout, who's also coming for an overtake. In towards the first braking zone. Leightou's back in behind. Rocket not quite close enough for an overtake either, still stuck down in P6. Another driver with a time penalty, so all of these overtakes are going to be for track position. Tyrant and Luca battling away through turn 3 as they now make their way up the hill. A bit of wheel banging as they try and get onto the power. Luca powers his way around the outside, but Tyrant looks to get a bit of a better exit as they power down towards turn number 5, wheel to wheel, heading into the braking zone. Tyrant this time has the inside line and he's going to be able to get himself down this side, but he goes deep and that's going to lose him the position to Shuriken and potentially to Wins as well. A poor exit from the V-Carb as they head down towards turn number 7. Tyrant now on the inside of Shuriken, gets himself back ahead as Shuriken goes wide. That could give Wins a chance now up the inside into 7, gets the move done. Shuriken tumbling down a couple positions as well because Echo's managed to fight his way through into the middle sector. Wins and Tyrant going wheel to wheel, heading up the hill. Lay and Rob swapping positions up at the front of the field as well, but Tyrant goes a bit wide again, and that's going to give Echo a chance to come through. Tyrant going off the track there, might have picked up a warning. Echo now through into P10, and he is the lead car of this big pack without the time penalties. Still, they battle away. Tyrant out of shape once again, and that's Downsy now getting in on this as well as they make their way through the final corner up towards the start-finish line. Oscar is only a couple tenths off of Tess Will. If Tess Will does pick up a time penalty, that could give Oscar still a chance at this race win. Havoc could also be in with a shot if he can keep up with those guys up at the front. Rob and Lay swapping positions once again up at the front of the field, but here we go, down towards turn number 1. Downsy and Shuriken drag race down towards the first braking zone of the lap. Shuriken tucks in behind, can't quite get close enough for the move that time around. Downsy goes a bit wide as well, and Avni coming through on Shuriken, really struggling there, the McLaren driver. He just hasn't had the balance right in this race. Rocket is all over the back of Lay, heading in towards turn number 5. Rocket to the inside, looks like he's going to make the move. He goes a bit deep though, that could give Lay a chance on the switchback as Rocket goes very, very wide, gets onto the power, and they still go wheel to wheel heading out to the corner. Rocket looks to have got a bit of a better exit, pulls ahead of the Mercedes by the time they get to turn 6. Rocket up into P5 now, can start to set his sights after Rob Kaz and Havoc ahead of him. Oscar picks up another 3-second time penalty for the track limits. He's got more wing damage as well. Maybe he didn't fix the wing, maybe I missaw it, but that is going to prove even more pain to him. He's going to be dropping further down the field as Luca and Echo come to blows as they make their way through. Teammates of previous seasons coming into contact. 5.5 is the gap between Echo and Rocket. That's the gap he needs to close if he wants a chance at the podium. Here comes Lay though, closing in on the Aston Martin, and she's going to have a look to the inside once again. Echo off the track, Lay battling away still in towards turn number 3. Lay late on the brakes, defending the inside. Echo trying to find a way around the outside, up the hill once again. Lay still managing to hold on to this. Echo going wheel to the outside this time, heading in towards turn number 5. Lay still managing to hold onto this position. Dog picks up a 3-second time penalty out of the next corner. A bit more contact there. Rob and Xbox coming together. Echo and Lay still run wheel to wheel in towards turn number 6. Echo with the inside line. Lay trying to go around the outside into turn 7. Echo trying to squeeze past the Mercedes, and this time it looks like he might have just got it on the exit. There's contact. They're both off the track into the gravel, and that's going to drop them both down the order, and they're both dropping out of the points now. Echo holds on to the P10 for the time being. Around the final few corners, he's going to get himself onto the power now. He knows he's done it. What a drive it has been from Tess Will. He will bounce back, and he will close the gap in the championship as well. He, I think, will take the championship lead as he comes up to the line to win here in Portugal. What a drive it's been from Tess Will. Oscar will come home to pick up P2. A very nice drive from him, especially considering he had damage for most of the race. Rocket should come home to take P3. Nice podium drive from him. Havoc picks up P4. Echo's picked up a 3-second time penalty on the final lap. Is that going to change much? I don't think so. Downsy jumps up to P5. Rob picks up P6. Luca, he's going to drop way down the order. Echo picks up P7. Wins picks up P8. Then Lay comes home with P9. Hano Killer P10. No, Shuriken comes home with P8, wins P9, Lay P10, Hano Killer P11. These penalties are really confusing things. Airpa AK P12, Luca P13, Tyrant P14, Avni P15, Dog P16, then it'll be AD P17 and Indus P18.
The drivers were greeted with some tricky conditions at the start of the race, with everyone starting on the intermediate tyre. Test Will took the early lead, with Rocket and Shuriken battling early on for the remainder of the podium places. Contact on lap 3 dropped championship contender Shuriken out of the points positions. Test Will led the race from the front, electing not to change tyres until a mid-race safety car was deployed on lap 18 for Frosty Jack's retiring Red Bull. Despite a badly timed safety car restart, Tess Will maintained the lead and eventually went on to lead every lap, crossing the line over 3 seconds ahead of Oscar, with Rocket a further 2.5 seconds behind.